Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing, and our top story, the Matt Potter administration has received the resignation of the Commissioner of Public Works. As we reported, Government House has not released the resignation letter of Gustav James, and details further explaining why the Public Works Commissioner has decided to leave his position is unknown. News 2 Stephanie Brown reports.
According to release statements from the Virgin Islands Government House, Governor Mapp and Public Works Commissioner Gustav James met personally on August 7th and the 8th to discuss a number of issues within the Department of Public Works. Not much is known about what exactly was discussed in the meeting. However, we do know that Commissioner James provided Governor Mapp with a resignation letter, to which the governor accepted. Governor Mapp has been taking aggressive measures to boost tourism in the territory, especially in St. Thomas, after tourism executive provided opinions of lackluster experiences reported by tourists and cruise industries.
We must immediately develop a short-term plan to gain and grow our cruise ship calls. That short term must be the following: implementation of water transportation, completion of the downtown historic revitalization.
The Main Street Revitalization Project, which is the responsibility of the Department of Public Works, is one initiative that is set to enhance cruise ship visitor experiences. However, the project has endured delays.
I directed the Commissioner of the Department of Property and Procurement, and on July 21st, the Commissioner, Lloyd Bow, issued a letter to Percy J. Hollins Jr. terminating the contract with Tip Top Construction on the Main Street Enhancement Project.
The governor had informed on July 24th that Commissioner James would be on leave until August 4th, but the governor declined James's pick of acting commissioner during his absence.
Commissioner Gustav James began his vacation today and is expected back on August 4th. When Commissioner James left, and I did approve, he asked that Mr. Dennis Brow be deemed the acting commissioner during his absence. I've asked my deputy chief to contact Mr. Brow and let him know that I'm assigning Mr. Nelson Petty as the acting commissioner of the Department of Public Works.
Effective yesterday at 5 p.m., Governor Mapp named Nelson Petty Jr. acting commissioner of the Virgin Islands Department of Public Works. For News 2, I'm Stephanie Shalana Brown.
Now, there has been a large number of cabinet members in the Matt Potter administration that have been released and or decided to resign from their post. Lloyd Bow was the latest individual sworn in to replace Randolph Bennett at the Department of Property and Procurement. Well, in other news, cleaning up after a tropical wave Monday and Tuesday. This morning, line department crews remained fanned out across St. Croix, addressing numerous isolated electrical service interruptions. Areas reporting service interruptions included the Enfield Green, North Side, Mount Washington, St. John, Bellevue, Little Princess Hill, Prospect Hill, Constitution Hill, Beck's Grove, Two Friends, Hard Labor, Jolly Hill, La Grande Princess, Wheel of Fortune, Annalee, Mount Victory, Oxford, Turner Hole, and Montpelier. There were also some electrical service interruptions reported on Hassel Island and on St. John. Now, keeping an eye on the weather. Meanwhile, Tropical Storm Franklin is very close, if not already, to becoming a hurricane. Additional strengthening is expected as it reaches the coast of Mexico, and the latest, we'll have that in our AccuWeather forecast later on in the newscast. Well, due to the continuous rainfall and flooding in the BVI, the Virgin Islands Festival and Fairs Committee said it opted to cut the Emancipation Festival almost a week short. Well, flash flooding on Monday left several houses and businesses flooded and multiple roads damaged. In a statement overnight, the committee's public relations officer, Lynette Harrigan, said, quote, after the assessment of the damage incurred due to the storm and in consultation with DDM about the rest of the week's forecast, the Virgin Islands Festival and Fairs Committee made a conscious decision to postpone the activities in the East End and Carrot Bay. The Rise and Shine tramp schedule that was scheduled for this morning at 3 a.m. had also been canceled, as well as the Road Town Parade, which was rescheduled for Saturday. The festival committee said information will be given in the upcoming weeks on an event featuring the artists for East End and Carrot Bay. Now, there has been no report of any deaths. Well, turning our attention over to Barbados, celebrating their festival as well. Crop over is going on, and one man was killed, and 18 persons, including a child, were injured in what police in Barbados are calling a non-life-threatening injury during a shooting incident that marred the end of crop over festivals in Barbados around 6 p.m. Monday. Crop over is an event that it's attended by many Caribbean nationals and other visitors to Barbados. Police are investigating the shooting death of the 20-year-old male. It occurred during the Grand Kadooment climax on the Spring Garden Highway. Lawmen say a number of gunshots were heard, and officers who were on duty along Spring Garden at the time subsequently discovered the victim's lifeless body on a sidewalk with fatal gunshot injuries. As a result of the shooting, a number of persons, including a 6-year-old boy, was grazed by the bullets, suffered non-life-threatening gunshot injuries. All were transported to the state-run Queen Elizabeth Hospital by ambulance for medical attention. The police have promised to issue a full statement later. Well, turning our attention back here at home, on Tuesday, August 7th, officers traveled to investigate an unauthorized use of a vehicle that occurred at an unknown time at Dollar Thrifty Car Rental, St. Thomas. Contact was made with an employee who stated that 4 vehicles were removed from the property. An all-point bulletin was then immediately placed on the missing vehicles. On Wednesday, August 9th, the Criminal Investigation Unit, they traveled to Dollar Thrifty to follow up and discover that 2 more vehicles were taken on Tuesday, August 8th, along with the previously mentioned 4. The case is presently under investigation by the Criminal Investigation Bureau, and we have a notice of some of the cars here. A 2013 white Chevy Cruze, the number is TES 592. Also a 2015 white Toyota Corolla, TES 192. A 2016 white Toyota Corolla, again TEV 887. 2016 red Toyota Yaris, TEL 300, 2017 gray Nissan Versa, TFJ 805, and 2017 white Ford Escape, TFK 917. Now, any information regarding the missing calls, if you have any information, you're urged to contact the Investigation Bureau, 340-774-2211, extension 5606. You can call 911, Crime Stoppers USVI, the Chief's Office, or the Commissioner's Office. We'll turn into the court. Kaheem Johnson, 22, of St. Thomas, was detained yesterday pending further proceedings after his arrest Saturday for possession with intent to distribute marijuana. Now, Johnson made his initial appearance before U.S. Magistrate Judge Ruth Miller on Sunday after being charged in a criminal complaint. According to that complaint, on Saturday at the Cyril E. King Airport, Customs and Border Protection K-9 detected narcotics in Johnson's carry-on luggage. CBP officers examined the contents of the luggage, which revealed 6 sealed bags containing a green leafy substance. CBP officers seized and field tested the leafy substance and determined it to be approximately 2.2 kilograms of marijuana. If convicted, Johnson faces a maximum sentence of not more than 5 years in prison and a fine of up to $250,000, 3 years of supervised release. Now, acting United States Attorney Hewlett reminds the public that a criminal complaint is merely a formal charging document and is not evidence of guilt. Every defendant is presumed innocent until and unless proven guilty. A local telecommunications company has closed its operations, and the Virgin Islands Next Generation Network that was once in business agreement with the company has issued statements informing past customers that they will continue to provide service if they so choose. News2's Stephanie Brown reports.
On August 2nd, the Virgin Islands Next Generation Network, also known as VINGN, informed that they will no longer have business agreements with Orbital LLC. Orbital is a local internet service provider with a home base on St. Croix. There is an international telecommunication business that bears the same name, which provides communication services to Colombia and also has a presence in the United States, Canada, and Spain. However, we were unable to speak with executives to correlate if the two companies were indeed the same. Orbital in the Virgin Islands is owned by Todd Clinsworth. Clinsworth made a pledge during the DeYoung administration to invest $70 million to build fiber optic networks that would provide high-speed connectivity to every home in the Virgin Islands. VINGN informed 36 of Orbital's business account holders that they would be offering ISPs originally priced at $8 per megabit at $6 and $3.75 for megabits per second for community anchor institutions. For News 2, I'm Stephanie Shalana Brown.
VINGN also informed that they are a public corporation, a wholly owned subsidiary of the Virgin Islands Public Finance Authority. Tensions between the U.S. and North Korea are ratcheting up as the two countries traded threats. North Korea's military announced it is examining the operational plan to strike areas around the U.S. territory of Guam, where thousands of U.S. service members and their families are stationed. The spokesman from the Strategic Force of the Korean People's Army issued the very specific warning after President Trump leveled a threat of his own on Tuesday. According to a report first published by the Washington Post, North Korea has produced a miniaturized nuclear warhead, although one official cautioned this isn't a consensus view. Keeping our eye on the economy, Disney is kissing Netflix goodbye. The company said Tuesday it will end its partnership with the streaming service in 2019. Disney also announced it will launch its own streaming services and plans to acquire a majority stake in BAMTech, a major streaming and marketing. Disney, which owns ESPN, said it will launch an ESPN-branded streaming service in 2018 and a separate Disney-branded streaming service in 2019. The Disney service will be the only place U.S. viewers can watch new live-action and animated movies from Disney and Pixar. That includes Toy Story 4, the Frozen sequel, and the Lion King live-action movie. It will also feature content from the Disney Channel, Disney Junior, and Disney XD. Disney's paying $1.58 billion for majority ownership of BAMTech. Taking a look at the numbers there, we can see the Dow down 36, NASDAQ 18, S&P 500 down as well. Coming up on News 2, the USVI is advancing its plans to improve the operations of both the Cyril E. King International and Henry E. Wilson Airport, St. Thomas and St. Croix, following a trip to Denver Airport. We'll find out what that's all about. Welcome back. The U.S. Virgin Islands is advancing some plans to improve the operations of both the Cyril E. King Airport on St. Thomas and the Henry E. Wilson Airport on St. Croix. And it's following an educational immersion at Denver International Airport this week. Now, Governor Kenneth Mapp, as we will see in the video, led a government delegation to Denver International Airport, which included some senior officials and the leadership of the Virgin Islands Port Authority. He said that the visit featured the sharing of intelligence and best practices by the executive team at the country's sixth busiest airport. Now, Kim Day, who is the CEO of Denver International Airport, saw this visit as the first step in leveraging synergies between her office and the USVI. Here's more.
The world is becoming smaller in the way we all think about it. Millennials think nothing about getting on a plane and going to Europe for the weekend. It's different than it was when my generation was growing up. And so as the world becomes smaller, smaller airports have a great opportunity to kind of raise their flag and be recognized as a great place to go. You're already on this list of everybody's bucket list. And if we can help you improve your airport, that'll help you get the capacity to be ready for all those great visitors that are going to be coming to you in the next few years.
We will have some more on those meetings. VI Tourism Department officials, they are traveling to New Orleans for this year's National Association of Black Journalists Convention. Begins August 9th to the 14th, NABJ. Now, for the seventh consecutive year, the Tourism Department will be hosting the convention's Founders Reception. That's where reporters and editors are immersed in a cultural presentation while being updated on what's new in the destination. Participating in any NABJ is an important part of building our relationship with the African American community, and it's also an integral component of our national outreach, Commissioner of Tourism Beverly Nicholson Doty said in a statement. While in New Orleans, Nicholson Doty plans to meet with local and national media and address more than 50 travel agents and meeting partners. Nicholson Doty will also participate in an NABJ panel about film and television, where she will unveil the department's new Real Nice ad campaign. We share that with you this week. She hopes to exhort producers and directors to consider the U.S. Virgin Islands as a convenient location for shooting television shows, commercials, documentaries, and features. The tourism department will also bring 2 communication students from the UVI, University of the Virgin Islands, to that convention to participate in educational workshops to sharpen their skills and network with some of the top players in the industry. The NABJ annual conventions brings together media professionals from across the United States and beyond for networking opportunities, educational sessions, and job recruitment. Well, time for Immunization Awareness Month recognition, and you do what is best for your children. You know about the importance of car seats, baby gates, and other ways to keep them safe, but did you know that one of the best ways to protect them is to make sure they have all of their vaccinations? Well, we continue our Immunization Awareness Month recognition. Here's more from the Department of Health.
Vaccinations give parents the safe, proven power to protect the children from 14 serious and potentially deadly diseases before they are 2 years of age. Today's childhood vaccines protect against serious and potentially life-threatening diseases, including polio, measles, whooping cough, and chickenpox. There are many important reasons to make sure your child is vaccinated. Vaccination is very safe and effective. Vaccination can protect others you care about. Vaccination can save your family time and money. Vaccination protects future generations by reducing the prevalence of serious diseases. Children who don't receive recommended vaccines are at risk of getting the diseases or illness and of having a severe case. Every dose of every vaccine is important to protect your child and others in your family, community from infectious diseases. When children are not vaccinated, they are at increased risk and can spread diseases to others, including babies who are too young to be fully vaccinated and people with weakened immune systems conditions due to cancer and other health conditions. To celebrate the importance of vaccination for a healthy start and throughout their lives, and to make sure children are protected with all vaccines they need, the Department of Health Immunization Program is joining with partners locally and nationwide in recognizing August as the National Immunization Awareness Month. Talk to your doctor or other healthcare professional to make sure your child is up to date on all the vaccines he or she needs. Or for more information, you can call the friendly staff of the Department of Health Immunization Program in your area. Until next week, a healthy start for little ones begin with on-time vaccinations.
Be sure to tune in next Wednesday for another segment. The St. Croix Chamber of Commerce welcomed another new member to the fold yesterday afternoon, 2 Fat Chicks Tropical Microbrewery and Pub, located on Strand Street in Frederiksted. The ribbon-cutting ceremony featured drinks and live music in the courtyard. For their craft beer, 2 Fat Chicks will use 100 tropical fruit grown locally on St. Croix in full support of local farmers. For co-owner Samantha Harris, opening a business like this has been a lifelong dream, she says. She and her business partner believe in women empowerment and will donate some of their proceeds to the Women's Coalition. Here's more.
Both believe in women empowerment, and we donate part of our proceeds towards the Women's Coalition for programs to get young women back into school after they've had children and to get them quality childcare that they need to start over. and those are the things that are important to us.
I'd like to say we're so happy to be here tonight in Frederickstead. It's always a pleasure being in Frederickstead, but especially a pleasure when we get to open up a new business and introduce it to the neighborhood here.
I always believed in Chamber of Commerce. When businesses pull together, everyone benefits because they all help each other, and everyone has different knowledge they can impart to each other, and to bring this beautiful town back to life is part of my goal, and to be part of that is awesome.
We continue to look at our summer camps, and some of them are wrapping up, so we'll have some closing ceremonies as well. Well, IBCVI and Company Managing Director is proud to announce the hosting of the Young Innovative Entrepreneurs Summer Program. IBCVI and Company, a well-known local financial and management company, has finally accomplished one of its major goals in providing educational opportunities for young people, they say. No stranger to impacting young lives, Abel Bikar operated the childhood learning centers on the mainland and hoped to be able to revisit that passion here in the VI. The camp program is a partnership effort with Kingdom Consultants LLC and IBCVI and Company. The 20 campers enjoy the usage of the 1,500 square foot business center facility and all of its amenities, including the very popular internet cafe. They open their doors on July 10th and hosting a camp program, and they're learning such things as team building, effective communication, math, science, reading, as well as basic lessons in entrepreneurialism. Now, for more information on it, you can contact 340-778-4228. Be sure to stick around. We have your News 2 Active Weather Forecast coming up.
I'm Gary Anthony, and this is News 2 Sports. For something new and different, let's begin with the NFL. St. Croix native and Minnesota nose tackle Linval Joseph signed a contract extension over the weekend, 4 years worth, $50 million, with $31.5 million guaranteed. Linval, originally drafted by the Giants in the second round in 2010, had his best season last year with 77 tackles, 4 sacks, and 3 forced fumbles. For his efforts, he also made the Pro Bowl. And in case you're wondering, the Vikings will be on Monday Night Football, September 11th on ESPN at 7 p.m. So reserve your seats now at your favorite sports bar. More NFL news comes out of New England, where the Patriots have purchased their own plane. In fact, they bought 2. The reigning Super Bowl champs bought 2 Boeing 767s and are retrofitting them with all first-class seats. As if we Jet fans needed another reason to hate the Patriots. From the runway to the rim, Paradise Jam Summer Tour is about to get underway. The first game will be played in St. Croix at Central High School on Sunday and will feature UVI versus Vanderbilt University. The rest of the games will be played during the week at the UVI Sports and Fitness Center on St. Thomas. Also competing in the summer tournament are James Madison University, the University of Northern Colorado, and from Canada, Charleston University and Brock University. On to the FIBA 2017 Women's AmeriCup Championship. The VI took on Brazil this afternoon, and this just in a stunning upset. The VI prevailed in overtime 67-60. The VI was led by Natalie Day with 20 points and 13 rebounds, both game highs. With an off day tomorrow, the VI has a 2-2 record in their group after knocking off Brazil, who came in undefeated at 2-0. I will have more of this stunning upset in tomorrow's sports. Sandy, back to you.
Thanks for that, Gary. Well, we have a few technical difficulties with our weather forecast, but here's the latest. Franklin has intensified and become the first hurricane of the 2017 Atlantic season. The storm is expected to make landfall in the Mexican state of Veracruz early Thursday. Forecasters say Franklin will bring up to 15 inches of rain to the mountainous terrain, which will lead to the risk of flooding and landslides. Hurricane warnings are in place for parts of Mexico's east coast. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration predicts unseasonably warm ocean temperatures and a no-show from El Nino will contribute to what may be the busiest Atlantic hurricane season in 7 years. The 2017 hurricane season officially began June 1st and ends November 30th. That's all for this edition of News 2. Thank you for joining us for all the latest in news, weather, and sports. I'm Sandra Singh. Have a wonderful evening.